Now, with the Russia 2018 FIFA World Cup ticket secured, the attention of the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, shifts to the local FA Cup, which comes up this weekend. The NFF has slated the cup to hold at the 4,000 capacity Agege Township Stadium in Lagos. Niger Tornadoes of Minna will take on Aqua United of Uyo. The football house opted to play the Federation Cup final, now renamed ITO Cup, in honor of the sponsors in Agege, following the expiration of a contract with the Lagos State government. It is the first time in 10 years the Federation Cup will hold in an arena as small as the Agege Stadium. Joining us from London is a veteran of the domestic league and the Nigeria FA Cup who played for former champions Iwayan National, Tony Mwigwe. Glad to have you join us, Tony.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
How does it feel for you that the Super Eagles, of course, you were part of that glorious team. Eventually, you didn't go to the USA 94 World Cup, but then you were part of the glorious team put together by Clemens Westerhoff in the late 80s and early 90s. How does it feel for you that the Eagles are flying to Russia 2018?
Oh, it's a great honor, to be part of all those setups. It's a big occasion and a joy for Nigeria whenever we qualify for the World Cup, because there's nothing bigger than the World Cup in football. So for Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup is a big kudos to Nigeria and the NFF and for what they've done for the national team and Nigeria as a whole.
Now, is this team super already? Were you impressed by the overall play from the beginning of the qualifiers till this game with which they beat the Zambians and then with a game to spare? Is this team already super?
I wouldn't say that for now, because of we started not too good, during the qualifiers. But as the game progresses, we started improving. Especially the game against Cameroon, we played very well, and then we secured victory, and then had a draw again at away. So you could see that the standard is rising, and then because of the competition now in the team, and every player vying for his spot in the national team, I think that has edged us into another level. Like the coach said, not because we've qualified means that we are there yet. No, we are not there yet, because there's still work to be done. So I think as time goes on, when we continue to make the team and then you see some other players again, bringing in some other players into the team, I think probably then we can now have a look at the team before Russia and then see if we are really, really ready. But I think we're going in the right direction.
With the last game against Algeria, seeing that is an inconsequential, it's a dead rubber really. What should Nigeria do with that game?
You don't, because of this is a World Cup qualifying series, you will not downplay the game also. You will want to put a good, decent side, but at the same time, it affords the coach the opportunity to have a look at other players that he hasn't seen before, but not entirely changing the team so that we don't get a wallop, because if we get a wallop, the confidence of the team is going to drop. So we need to maintain the same momentum, and at the same time, he uses that opportunity to see one or two other players and invites one or two other players for the game also, for the friendly match ahead after that of Algeria. So I think he's going to use this match now to establish the players that he needs, and then how the players that he needs to plug up all those holes that he thinks we are lacking.
Right, the FA Cup final comes up this weekend. You played in the FA Cup for Iwayan National, but then we hear it's going to take place at Agege. How do you compare a 4,000 capacity stadium for the final of the FA Cup to your days at the National Stadium in Lagos?
I think it's a demeanor when you talk of such thing, really, because it's really cool that Nigerian Football Federation should go down that route. FA Cup is the biggest competition in the world, because it gives a lot of teams the opportunity to be part of it, both from the lower teams to the finals. And when you're playing in the FA Cup, from the beginning of the competition, you have to win all your matches to get to the finals. And when you get to the finals, you want it to be a very big atmospheric event, and every player looks up to play in the national stadium. that is the big motivating factor of why you're playing the FA Cup finals. So, and you going to play in the Agege Stadium, I think, is the demeanor to the cup that we are talking about, which is the FA Cup. And for me, I wouldn't have envisaged for that to happen in Nigerian League. Considering the fact that where we are going now with our football, we are trying to improve the viewing factor for fans and the rest of the, to sell the league to the world. So we are looking for something to promote the league, not to bring down the league. So I think they should reconsider that move in order to go back here to the National Stadium and host the game. If it is in Abuja Stadium, it's fine, which is the National Stadium also there. It's fine. But when you're playing in the Agege Stadium, it diminishes the cup at all.
Right, thank you so much there, Tony Nwigwe, former Iwayan National FC striker.